let's start this session with this question and answer session. And maybe what you also can do is when you ask a question, maybe you can draft a question as well in the chat or somewhere.
Me, Bablu.
Bablu, tell me anything, anything. Even ask my about my relationship. No problem. Ask kuch. Don't worry.
That
कुछ भी पूछ लो. हाँ.
no, no. My question would be related to Journey Builder, Journey Data, and Contact Data. So, as
Hmm.
I said, like I'm very new to this marketing cloud, and I'm still trying to catch all the things. So,
Hmm.
so yesterday only I about the Journey Data and Contact Data, like static and dynamic. When how we are going to use that contact data while we are working on the journey, customer journey. I just wanted to understand
Ah.
how and
Ah.
when
Ah.
we need to use it.
Started with a very good one. Basically, I'm planning journey enablement.
I was very happy when Suraj said he would like to answer. I thought, okay, I saved myself. But what I know about journey data and contact data is I'm pretty sure you all already know this. It depends on scenario based. I mean, what kind of a journey you are going to deploy. So let's say there's a journey like a welcome journey, and you're pretty sure that your data is going to be constant throughout the journey. In that, I'll go with the journey data. But let's say if I'm using a different kind of a journey, for example, I'm using maybe what do you call kind of confirmation journey. So let's say I need to keep updating the status of that customer who has made some purchase on one of the e-commerce website. So now here that the status, it is like dynamic now. It can be changed from just ordered, and then it can change to delivered, or maybe on the way. So there are different status we can have. So in that scenario, I would go with contact data, and the reason is contact
Just
data is like.
what is the difference between journey and contact data? Not with the use case, but just give a simple, brief answer there. Don't worry.
Sure.
Okay. If I'm stopping you, do not be like a rebellion to me.
So yeah, journey data is something which is like always constant. The moment enters in a journey, it captures, it take a snapshot of that record, and it is remain constant throughout the journey. And contact data is something which can change. So it's like it's more like a real time data, in short.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Let me be the moderator of this session, and let me do the moderation.
So the basic difference between journey and contact data is whenever the customer, like any contact is entering into the journey, at that time there are some attributes which are entering into the journey via data extension or using the Salesforce data. It journey will take the snapshot of that data, and it will be constant throughout the journey. Contact data will be the real time data. So let's say we create the contact attribute group inside a using which it will map, and we can use the real time data, most updated data inside the journey. That's the basic difference between contact and journey data.
I'm the that person. To be very honest, is I ask very silly questions. That's the way. If somebody was asked, I don't know, somebody was asking me ki, how you now where you are, like what you're learning and how you have learned,
Mm.
how you have learned. So my simple answer is I used to ask very silly questions. So
No,
don't
those
be
are the
afraid
trick.
of those questions.
No, no, those silly questions are the trickiest to answer. We can't make the other person understand our answer.
I agree with everyone with their own perspective of answers. Created a long time back, but I didn't uh, find it any relevance when I started. But now it has become very more relevant. This blog, okay? Consideration for journey builder. What considerations you have to understand? I will ask you, okay, to spend some time reading this. If you have some questions, then I think you will be in a much better position with journey builder with respect to when you are building journeys. Okay, it is at a very high level anyway. Journey and contact data. So what happens is, Marketing Cloud, Email Studio. I'm going in a very brief, okay, because I think I am the anchor and the moderator. Journey Builder. What I'm saying is these are two different tools actually. You'll see I'll say two different tabs in Marketing Cloud. We have other tabs as well. We are concentrating on the journey and the contact data. So yeah, and also I'll say Audience Builder tab, right? So we have three different studio. Let me see. So Email Studio, Journey Builder, and Audience Builder. Actually, any email you're preparing, right? Oh, now slowly and slowly we'll be going deep diving on it. So we have Content Builder as well. We are taking a journey in the Journey Builder. Now we are building journeys. When you're building journey, what is happening in the content builder? I'm building emails. Okay. Let's say it's a multi-step journey and I have email one, email two, emails in the content builder. When you basically activate, okay, so you build a journey. Let's say we will building a journey, and once you're building, you're adding email activity slowly and slowly. I don't know. I have a habit of going very deep. Email. So in the email activity, you gave the email name, you selected the email messages, which one to select, you select. Okay, I'll don't go very deep. My mind will, this is how my mind works, but I'll try to cut short. I can go very deep inside email activity, email properties, send classification, priority and all. I don't want to go there. So here with the email activity, you drag and drop and brought an email. And then let's say simply, we'll cover everything maybe slowly. Then we activate. Let's say when we activate, what happens? Here, when you activate, actually in Email Studio, inside interaction tab, okay, you have an interaction tab. You will have one folder for Journey Builder. There's a trigger send definition. There will be a trigger send definition. Inside the trigger send definition, you will find journeys folder. So inside the journeys folder, if you go, let's say this journey's name, I'll say journey one. You have a journey one which you activated. So with journey one, triggers and definition gets created in triggers and definition. What is happening is this triggers and definition, okay, is playing as a handshaking mechanism. Oh, you understand what I'm saying by handshaking? It means this one is basically joining email with journey. Okay, so these are interacting via a handshaking mechanism, which is a trigger send. When you basically activating a journey, you definitely need an before going to the email activity, you definitely have to define the source. The source will normally becomes the data extension, making it as an entry source. So this is the entry source as a data extension. Okay, so I'll call it a D1. Now once you activate, since this is a different studio, Journey Builder is a different studio for Marketing Cloud. When you're saying snapshot, it means this journey one is basically what it's doing is from this entry source data one in the system, creating a data extension. Objects, or let's say there's a table that gets created very in the simple way, which is hidden to everyone. It is not known to, this is a system table. So you will not be able to access this table, by the way. When you're saying snapshot, it is capturing all the values here in the entry source, and then it is what is doing is basically doing an insert into this table. They created a similar, to say this is entry source D1. So I don't know how the name nomenclature they follow here. So there is a hidden table, and inside the hidden table, whenever the record from this data flows, it gets captured here. This is simple insert statement. So there is no upsert statement, okay, or there is no update statement. So what happens is every time the data captures, say this question was asked by Bablu. Bablu's record got entered now into the journey. Inside the journey one, Bablu's journey has been inserted to the system table. This table is just an insert, is not updating. Okay, that's why everybody's calling this as a snapshot.
Yes, following Sashi. So this is the systems table. Okay. Yes, I came
Yeah.
across this
So
term. I was
Mhm.
trying to make a SQL query to filter out the data, as you mentioned, for my case, my used case, between like a table between two data extension and the other data extension, the Salesforce data extension.
I'm coming
Uh,
there. I'm coming there.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on with your thoughts. I'll
Okay,
come to you,
okay,
Jayshree.
okay.
Okay.
Sure, 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 sure.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want to, I don't want to,
Distract. Yeah.
divert to some other place. Let me first cover this journey data and contact data in very great detail. Okay,
Sure.
though you might, if you have any questions, I'll come back again. Bablu's record enter the journey. Now, when it enters, it is inserted into a system table, which is hidden to us. This system, since it does not get updated, once it is added, it is not getting updated. So that's why this we are calling as a journey data. Then the word came because because this is a snapshot taken from the entry source and stored into this table. Now it doesn't get updated. Terminology that was used initially was watermark. There will be like, okay, this person Bablu with say subscriber key one and all his other attributes enter the journey, and they add a watermark. See, this person is already there, so I don't have to update this person again and again. You have this watermark that is assigned is the entry source, right? So if you query this entry source, you're calling this entry source is basically your data extension. You can anytime update this data extension. It will always be updated. It will not restrict you that this is the entry source for a journey and you can't update it. That doesn't happen. It allow you to update via query activity or via import activity or anything. Even let me dive into it. Let's say bablu@gmail.com is the email address. Okay, so subscriber key one is the subscriber key, and let's say address. Okay, I don't want to make it a very there. Okay, so phone number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this way this detail has entered. Now tomorrow, Bablu realized that I want to change my phone number. Then he updates his phone number. So everything remains the same. So let's say this is data extension 1, which was the entry source, D1. Okay, this is Bablu's record, which was initially this is the old one. Now the new one has been updated to this data extension via import or say whatever reason by synchronized data extension or whatever the other with this is the new one and this is the old one. So what happens here is old one is in the hidden table. Okay, system hidden table. In the D1 we have the new one. What happens? See, if the journey, let's say we have multi-step journey. So you have this journey 1 and here just simply ignoring the other things. Then you have email activity 1, then you have some wait activity, and then after wait activity you have email 2. So let's say I'll wait for 2 days. We are doing a personalization, and in the email you will have like hello first name, so that will be this way. Okay, and if I say this one, thank you for your phone consent, something. Okay, he gave you a phone consent so that you can call Bablu and inquire phone consent with the phone number with the now I'm again doing a personalization, and this is, let's say, is a simple email that how we have typed. So this will definitely for Bablu it will translate into this will be yeah, okay, yeah, I'll even give first name. So I hope the first name, and he received an email or he might not have received the email because there might be some wait activity. Either you call this as a email 1 or email 2. Bablu is going to receive this email saying this, hello, thank you for your email consent with your phone number. Now Bablu actually had realized that he have given a wrong phone number, and he updates his phone number from the from the form where he filled or from Sales Cloud or anyway he had went there and he updated it. Now this has came back to Marketing Cloud, and now currently Bablu's record looks like this. What email that Bablu is going to receive? This with the old value, right? With the old value because he had already entered into his journey. Now, though it is updated, it will not be reflected.
Yeah. So this is you're talking about the journey data, right? Means,
This is
example is
because the old one is your journey data. It is that's why everybody is saying it is static. It is never going to change because in the system table you're only inserting, you're not updating that record.
So from Salesforce
Mm.
data also it will not get up if something changes at the CRM level. For that contact, it's not going to update any attributes that changes there.
So
Oh.
journey data, that's why they made the nomenclature very simple, right? They call this as a journey data, and that's why very simply they're saying journey. If you ask anyone, that's why I was trying to validate that one, right? So whenever they are talking about journey data, they made a nomenclature called journey data, and now everybody will say this is static in nature. Very simple way to answer people.
yeah. See,
But in
one thing.
background, this is what is happening. Coming to the contact data, this is an issue, right? Because you're not updating the actual value, okay? And here you have this one contact data. Now this is dynamic. What is dynamic? It is basically the latest information. This one, this data extension 1, here Bablu updated his phone number. This is the actual new one. Now you see, you had used personalization with the phone number. So it is speaking from when you're using personalization, when you say percentage phone number, what is actually translate into? This is translating into, and this is translating into this.
Yeah.
So it is looking at the sendable data extension, which you have basically attached to this journey entry source, and from that attribute, it's looking at the phone number attribute, okay, and basically assigning a value. Most of people, they don't understand when I say use a lookup, and they say lookup is it is processing speed and blah blah blah. A lot of people talk about it because it will impact processing and all. Yes, obviously, as I said, here, right? I have discussed as to how data modeling has to be done, how filtering, how journey activities has to be configured, what are the complexity for email. A lot of things are discussed. But if this is a condition, then you're preparing an email and you have this personalization with the phone number. It's definitely going to pick the old one. But what if I have to do, okay, if I have to basically pick up the latest one? So my suggestion was simple. Instead of this, okay, yeah, I'm replacing this line not to make you all complex. Instead of this, so I'm replacing this one. So here